Hello, and welcome to the TBI Podcast, Those Bored Individuals. What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Those Bored Individuals.
Yeah. Oh.
Now, first order of business, we need to address the elephant in the room.
Uh-oh.
No, not that elephant. Michael, happy birthday.
Hey, thanks, Matt.
Yay.
Thanks, everyone.
Yep. Welcome to the world of adulthood and R-rated movies.
It only goes downhill.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Alright.
No, I mean, nothing.
Anyway, so, how have you guys been since the last podcast?
All right.
Same as usual.
Yeah, not much has been going on my end either.
Apart from me, I think.
So, for me, my dad, recently today went through a bit of a shoulder operation and he's gonna be there for a few days and he's doing fine, so yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
yeah, he had his shoulder replaced a couple of years ago and it was acting up a bit recently, but he's fine now. But
Okay, that sounds painful.
yeah. But speaking of painful, my mum, speaking of that, had the worst stroke of timing leading up to that operation. Because
I thought you said for a second that you said my mum had the worst stroke.
oh god. No, that's not the case.
Oh, I got scared for a second.
Anyway, so yeah, my mum had the worst timing leading up to the operation because just recently we were having Sunday dinner and guess what was on the menu?
What?
Lamb shoulder.
Shoulder.
Oh, no.
Oh, too soon.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it was pretty tasty.
Sounds pretty bad.
No. We're literally 3 minutes. We're literally 3 minutes in.
Didn't have to be sheepish about puns, Michael.
Oh my
This is
god.
right.
Yeah.
Ow, got myself.
Oh,
Thank
that's how angry you got. You made Michael. So anyway, with lockdown and such progressing as they are, restrictions are slowly being lifted, and I this week will be due for my second vaccination. So yes.
Ooh, thinking of
Same
it. I'm
here.
Hey, and I'm getting my first this week.
Yay! Arr.
Okay.
Yep. So, with vaccinations being delivered left and right, movies and such have been doing pretty well. Because, Rowan, you'll know this, you and I went to see Black Widow recently.
Oh.
And it was great.
Yep, it was. Finally, Scarlett Johansson gets the Black Widow movie everyone's been waiting for.
Well, yes.
Post credit scene as well.
Each other physically.
Ooh, boy. This is just part one of MCU's next phase, and oh boy. Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, that's gonna be next.
Can't wait to read up on that, so I'm caught up on the lore.
Yes. So, speaking of superhero movies, diversing from Marvel a little bit, I've recently seen two R-rated DC movies that are both incredible and
Okay.
very, very different, I think, because of the directors in charge.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
And the first of which was the long-awaited Snyder Cut of Justice League.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
And how was that?
Wow. I don't even want to see the original one anymore because this Snyder Cut is all anybody needs. One thing I will say that is notable, for some reason the screen width is like 4.3, which is like old VHS tape TV screen width.
Interesting.
I guess it's a way to sort of diversify from the original, like, oh, the Justice League was widescreen, and since that got ruined, this one's now in 4.3, and yeah, that's out there.
They've just been keeping it in the archive for years, and it was supposed to be on video.
Who knows? That might be the case.
I have yet to see either version. One thing I do know is the Snyder Cut has Jared Leto the Joker in it. Well done! I wanted him back in something. He seems to be out of Suicide Squad. I know your thoughts on Jared Leto as Joker, but I liked him.
Yeah. Well, I still think Joaquin Phoenix is better than Jared Leto. It's still nice to see a Joker in this, so yes. Oh my god. But another thing I'll say, this Justice League at 4 hours long. Wow.
Oh wow.
And I'm actually not complaining. It's actually that was actually what was missing in the original Justice League, because out of nowhere we suddenly got Aquaman, Cyborg, the Flash, and it's like, here are all these characters, boom, take out this guy. Now, with 4 hours of footage, they actually gave everyone enough time for you to get to know them, especially Cyborg.
Yeah.
So,
Was
yes.
this in a cinema or?
I actually don't know if it was in the cinema, but sheesh, I don't think I could stand a 4-hour cinema screening.
I was actually asking if you saw it in the cinema, but I guess that answers the question.
Let's just say I have my methods. So, yeah, if you haven't seen the original, watch Zack Snyder's Justice League instead. So, yeah.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
Because it is very, very interesting and also a lot bloodier, which I'm not complaining. I think this was... I think there should be a few more R-rated superhero films. I think they can actually draw in quite a crowd. You just need to have the stomach for them, I guess.
I'll bet.
When/if I check them out, I'll probably be checking out both versions because I'm curious to see the differences.
Yeah. You're listening to the TBI Podcast. So you might be wondering, what is that other DC film that I saw recently? Well, that would be The Suicide Squad. Now,
How was that?
well, I've now seen both versions just to see what they're like. Now, the first Suicide Squad I found a pretty hard time enjoying. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, suddenly all these characters I have no prior knowledge of and suddenly thrown into this thing together. Okay, and oh, apparently the Joker's in this, but he's not really that scary or funny, so yeah, that's a downer. The Suicide
He's one or
Squad
the other.
is the complete opposite.
Okay.
I really, really enjoyed this film. Oh my god. Oh my god, it had everything. It had color, it had brutally funny deaths, and to top it all off, a giant alien starfish kaiju boss monster that they have to fight in the final act.
Oh, lovely.
Spoilers.
Spoiler.
Well, I can't help it, it's plastered everywhere. I'm sure it's in the trailers, but
I mean,
Fine.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
oh, you should definitely, because it's
I have good things.
it's almost like it's poking fun at the original Suicide Squad and just made it even better. They literally, I will be going into some spoilers, but I still think you'll enjoy it nonetheless when you do go to see it. So, in the beginning, we're introduced to the Suicide Squad, and they're all basically killed off literally in the first 10 minutes.
Wow.
Like, one of them, he barely even gets out of the plane. He just falls out and slams into the ocean and just drowns on impact.
Oh god.
Yeah, and just that was basically James Gunn's way of saying, yeah, this team sucked, let's get in a new one. And so
I like that in Deadpool with Deadpool's guys getting killed in like their first mission.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. And James Gunn, he actually understands comic lore and how to make it into an amazing film. So, literally after the old team dies, we're introduced to the new Suicide Squad. And they are so much better than the first ones, who barely even show up, because instead of Killer Croc, we've got King Shark,
Oh.
who can be delightfully murderous and stupid at the same time, and actually looks like the animal he's meant to be based on.
Ah.
Yep. And he's played by Sylvester Stallone, which is nice.
I did not know that.
Instead of Deadshot, you have two gunmen who are played by Idris Elba and John Cena, and they are Peacemaker and Bloodsport. Yeah. So yeah, we've got those two, and they look pretty accurate to the comics, and they have this dynamic between the two of them, like who's the better killer and gunman, basically. Like, I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
I feel like I'm going to miss Deadshot watching the second one, but it does look
Yeah.
interesting. Film.
Yeah, who else is in it? Oh, and you've also got one of the dumbest DC villains ever made turned into a pretty awesome and tragic character in the form of Polka Dot Man.
Oh.
I think Polka Dot Man was sort of thrown in to the movie as a joke. Like, it was sort of DC's response to fans criticizing the old films. Like, oh, you think the DC films don't have enough color in them? Well, I'll show you, fans. Here's Polka Dot Man. Pfft.
Here's more color than you know what to do with.
Exactly. And you've also got Ratcatcher, who basically has this device that allows her to control every rodent in the vicinity, which comes in handy, but it can be pretty disgusting if you have a fear of rats and such.
Oh, nothing.
Yeah. I can imagine that's a few people.
No, not me. Certainly not me.
Yeah, and one final person I would like to bring up that's been included in this movie is Peter Capaldi as the Thinker. Yeah, and I really enjoyed his performance because he was basically channeling his role as Doctor Who to play the ultimate mad scientist, super genius type role.
I want to see him play that.
So have I sold it to you guys yet?
My dad, if he wants to see it at some point.
Okay.
Do you want to see it? Is Harley Quinn good?
Yeah. She is both funny and brutal in this. She's basically the only survivor from, like, the previous team, and she's got this whole story of her on her own half of the time, but I'll let you watch it first, and you can make up your own minds on it.
Okay.
Very good.
I might have a pretty strong statement to make here, because I was really listening to one of our older podcasts, a segment today, when we were talking about Into the Spiderverse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And, I wanted to correct myself and say I did enjoy it more than I sounded back in when we were talking about it. But get your torches and pitchforks ready. I'm more likely to put the first Suicide Squad on than I am Into the Spider-Verse, because I liked it more.
I actually seen the Spiderverse yesterday.
No.
What did you just say?
Quite
Did you
easy.
You put the original Suicide Squad above Spider-Verse? Are you serious?
Yes. But I put every Marvel cinematic film on probably over Suicide Squad. So I like them more than I did Spider-Verse.
That doesn't change anything. You essentially said Spider-Verse is one of the worst Marvel movies you've seen.
Oh,
Let's just get into the month's headlines. I need to diverse from this.
Yeah.
You are listening to the TBI show.
Well, it's time for everyone's favorite segment, the month's most ridiculous headlines. Okay, in this month's news, and this first one is quite the headline indeed. A psychic medium claims to be the reincarnation of Marilyn Monroe and says she's married to the ghost of Michael Jackson.
It's a wild ride from start to finish. You had me at
Anyway,
So,
next headline.
no, this is too big of a headline to move on.
Come on, please.
Like, for instance, that medium, I can do the same thing. Like, I am the reincarnation of Elvis Presley, and I am married to, Carrie Fisher. Example. See, I can do it too.
The reincarnation of Blackbeard, and the treasure I hid was secretly the friendships we made along the way.
Oh, I want to hear more. I want to hear more in this fashion.
I'm the reincarnation of Abraham Lincoln, and I'm married to a cave woman called Jezebel.
What about you, Michael?
Care to tell us your stories? Or past lives?
Demons. I talk to demons if that works.
Michael's the expert here because he's the one who looks at the paranormal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm mostly apparently in the war, so I'm mostly World War pilot.
A World War pilot. Wow. Good for you, Michael.
So I just remembered it because I used to
It was a traumatic
get
experience.
demonetized. Yeah, when I used to watch like war films, I it felt like I was actually in the war.
Ah, right. So, let's see what this next headline has to offer. A schoolgirl finds a sword in Cornish Lake where Arthur supposedly left Excalibur. Well, looks like a 7-year-old could be the next ruler of England.
I can get behind that.
That's not a good idea.
So yeah, apparently this 7-year-old girl named Matilda was paddling waist deep in Doesmerry Pool on Bodmin Moor when she came across the ancient blade.
So I just remembered what I was going to say. If they turn this into a film, is Matilda going to be played by Mara Wilson? That's what I was going to say.
Wrong Matilda, man. Wrong Matilda.
Awesome, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, as the legend goes, when supposedly King Arthur was done using Excalibur, he tossed it into the lake, where the Lady of the Lake grabbed it and brought it below the surface, and it was never seen again. But apparently, someone found it.
Lady of the Lake is going to be a little upset about that.
How dare you steal my property? King Arthur treated this blade with respect.
In my back for one moment.
Yeah.
The whole sword is
I mean,
gone.
I'm probably going to say, I would take the sword.
Yeah. So yeah, that happened. Ooh. And here's the next headline that I have. An ice cream van has been banned from Lowestoft Street over noise complaints.
What?
That's a good one.
So apparently,
I can
an ice cream van has been banned from a random street because apparently they were blaring their jingle a bit too much.
They can be a bit obnoxious.
Oh, let me tell you, the ice cream van that comes into our state is potentially one of the worst possible times that they come in. I mean, in the middle of summer, I understand that, but who on earth wants an ice cream at 9 o'clock at night in the middle of winter? And it's raining.
At least you will get ice cream vans.
Jeez, you don't?
Oh.
No, I live out in the sticks. We don't even get them in our towns. The
Oh,
only time I ever see an
no.
ice cream van's when I go to the seaside.
Oh, Dudley.
Yeah.
No trick-or-treating and no ice cream vans. Woo!
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Your life sucks.
Jeez.
Wow.
Just straight to the point, Rowan.
Yep, one of us has to be the cynical one.
Alright. So, oh no. The last headline
Oh,
that I have today is this. A woman shoots a man 17 times, but by miracle, no shots hit the target.
was she a star?
Now there's a picture that accompanies this headline, and I will send it to you in the Discord chat. Bear with me a second.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Understandable that she missed.
Yeah.
I like how the word miracle is highlighted. Like, yeah, miracle.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jesus, to be that cross-eyed and to have
Yeah, that's
murderous
gonna cause some problems.
intentions and try to shoot someone.
I'm not puzzled with what she could have been shooting with, because take it like a shotgun couldn't be fired 17. I'm not talking like I'm an expert or anything, but a shotgun couldn't shoot 17 times. And a pistol, you'd have to sit there reloading the bullets, like 6 bullets to this one and 6 bullets to this one. So, unless she had a machine gun or something, how did she shoot 17 times before the guy did anything about it?
She's like, oh my god, what is wrong with this gun? Why won't you die?
I can only imagine the guy just like standing very still, like just standing there as bullets like hit the floor near his feet, and he just kind of looks down at it like, "Try again, honey."
Don't worry, madam. I found the perfect job for you. Disney can always use more stormtroopers. Get it? Because stormtroopers never hit anything?
Rowan's already made the joke.
Oh, I didn't even hear it there.
That's okay.
I'm Randy Newman, and you're listening to TBI.
So, I was thinking, Michael has finally reached the ripe old age of 18. And there have been many movies that we have mentioned that Michael has said he hasn't seen. Okay. And I think it's us three's jobs as the older people to provide him with movies he should check out for the next podcast. The three of us should pick one, and he should try and check them out, and he should tell us what he thought.
Ooh.
There's an idea.
Well, I've already got a suggestion for you. The first Predator film.
The Predator.
Yes.
Big guns right out the gate.
Haven't seen the first Predator? Like, you have to see it now.
I'm usually planning on seeing it before as well.
Well, now seems like a good a time as any, or whenever you're available to see it.
It's not actually the movie I expected Daniel to suggest, so that's...
Neither did I.
Well, I just turned around and looked for the first thing that had the 18 rating, and that happened to be it.
I wasn't sure what I was expecting, but it wasn't that.
So, just as a bit of a heads up, Predator's not really that much of a horror film. There are a few scares here and there, but like any horror monster, once you've seen it a few times, it'll not really be that affecting anymore, and you'll just be left with a good experience while the movie progresses.
That's true.
So, yeah, that's my suggestion.
I'll put that on the list.
Right out the gate, I'm going to say Deadpool.
Oh, that's a good one. And in that now, next, I'll tell you what those men before the podcast, hopefully, or the next one.
I'm going to give Michael the harder job, because I had an idea going into this. I want you... This is what made me want to do it. Okay, I want you to watch James Bond, The Spy Who Loved Me.
It was that the classic one, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's Roger Moore. You'll find it. Okay. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm doing ninjutsu thing from Naruto here. I was just fidgeting and I'm doing weird things with my hands.
What was it you said just now about James Bond films, Rowan? Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
It's fine. I was just saying I couldn't remember the last time I watched one.
I've only seen the new ones, not the old ones yet.
Those 3 films are all great shouts, I think, personally.
Well, yes, that they're all going to be very good introductions to the 18+ world of cinema.
And I totally haven't seen 18+ films. I mean, none of them.
Now, if only you could watch a few Looney Tunes cartoons, then you'd be sorted.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of I've kind of wanted to bring this up a little bit. As most of us know, many of the Looney Tunes characters are all obscure animals that animators basically took their natural traits and dialed them up to 11. For instance, the world has roadrunners, birds that are made famous because they run at high speeds across the desert, and thus in Looney Tunes we have, of course, Roadrunner. We've got the Tasmanian Devil, who basically was based off of an aggressive marsupial from Down Under, turned into the ultimate eating machine.
Yes.
And so, if it's that easy, I thought, what if we could make a Looney Tunes character, what animal would we choose?
I think I know.
Oh?
I'll probably be a wolf. I don't know why.
A wolf.
Yeah. I mean, wolves are my favorite animals, apart from dogs.
I mean, I was thinking more along the lines of, like, the kakapo.
I'll be a predator then.
I mean...
Looney Tunes have done a wolf here and there, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But then, we're talking like Looney Tunes is based on a lot of obscure animals. But let's face it, Uggs and Daffy are quite common. With the
yeah.
the duck.
You know, I kind of...
Personally, demand a platypus.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we should...
I was about to suggest that.
Oh, we should probably draw one of them up by the next podcast. Like, we all select a random animal and make it into a new Looney Tunes character.
That's a good idea.
Oh, for me, I'm gonna have to choose the kakapo. It's basically... The kakapo is basically a chubby green parrot from New Zealand that's quite endangered, and so I figured it could be like the sort of chubby, softy character who struggles to talk to people. Yes, that's going to be my one.
Has anybody seen the Tasmanian Devil show?
Tasmania? Yes.
Yeah. Well, they've got... It's funny because they've got wolves and platypus in that. So I was trying to think of stuff. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's it.
I'm guessing you don't have to do small animals either then.
So, whether this is a contest or just some casually fun drawings we have in mind, I'm definitely going to be trying to draw up this Kakapo character. I think I'm just going to call him Kakapo because if Roadrunner and Taz can get away with it, then so can I.
True.
And can I still be a wolf or is that no?
No, you can do whatever you want, I'm sure. I'd like to see your interpretation of a wolf.
I mean, there's so many obscure animals to choose from. Like the echidna, the axolotl. So, yeah, I'm just putting out ideas now. So
I feel like the predator in a way.
So I'm excited because my birthday is going to be coming up as well. So yes, it's going to be.
Yeah, we're going to have to discuss what to get you now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, surprising me is always nice. Until then, we'll see you guys next time. Time to say goodbye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Catch you later. That's all, folks.